Hi guys, it's me. I'd like to talk about our favorite game, Diablo Immortal. I started playing on release. I've been level 60 now for a few days. I've gotten some of the Paragon levels and I've spent a couple $1,000s. I think I've had the traditional Diablo experience that Blizzard has so adamantly promised Diablo Immortal would provide. I'd like to give my opinions about the game. This isn't a full review, it's not a first impressions, it's somewhere in between. And I'd just like to talk to you guys about what's happened, and since then, I've quit the game. So if that's a little bit of a spoiler of how I feel about it, there you go. So first thing, let's start with the campaign. Actually, that's not true. Let's start with the PC port itself. Listen, I don't play games on my phone except for Twitter. That's it. I'm not gonna sit there, play a little game on my phone, like try and look and see what's going on. I don't want to do that. Last time I did that was Pokemon Blue, and that was in the 90s. So it was a long time ago. We don't play games on the phone. Thank you, Blizzard, for making a PC port of this game so I could thoroughly have it abuse me on my full 27-inch monitor instead of just the small 7-inch one that I have in front of me here. So, I would say that Blizzard didn't try with the PC port, but not trying would imply that the word try is in their vocabulary. And I don't think it is. Tap to join, they did nothing. They did nothing. It's like one of those fucking I'm pretty sure one of the third party ones would be better than what Blizzard has put together for Diablo Immortal. Is it awful? Is it the worst thing ever? No, it's not the worst thing ever, but it's not the best thing ever either, and it's a lot closer to the worst than the best. If you click off the screen, your audio pauses. There's a bunch of settings that many games just have, and this game doesn't have for PC. I feel like there's a lot of sliders that could be added. I'm not talking about even a boob slider. I'm talking about just very simple sliders for text sizes, different UI, different types of interactivity that you would have on a PC port that just simply does not exist. And so what I really want to talk about today is just the in general lack of effort with this game. Because whenever I hear people talk about, oh man, Diablo Immortal is such a good game, but it's just riddled with predatory microtransactions, I think to myself that you are fucking crazy. Not because you think the microtransactions are bad, but you think you'd be a good game if it didn't have them. Well, fuck no, it wouldn't be a good game. Diablo 3 came out 10 years ago, and it's the same thing. What do you mean it'd be a good game? We already had it. And people fucking hated it. Remember Diablo 3 release? Oh my god, it was a nightmare. And then the game was garbage forever. And Diablo fucking Reaper of Souls, oh my god. What have they done with that game in the past decade? Nothing. Really nothing. Done nothing with the game. Diablo, recently, I guess it was, when did it come out? It was like May or something like that. Diablo 3. So it just recently had its 10-year anniversary, and across 10 years of innovation, we've gone from killing the end boss of an act to killing the end boss of a rift. Wow, what an incredible imagination that these developers have. And Diablo Immortal is no better. Imagine my surprise running through the rifts that I spent $25 a piece for in Diablo Immortal, going through some eerily familiar tile sets and procedurally generated maps. Am I the only one, guys, that's seen all of these different maps before? I've gone through. I used to farm. Listen, my character sucked for a while, and so I could only farm Act 1 in Diablo 3. Man, I go through the different maps and it's like, oh, I remember this tile set, I remember this layout, I remember this one here. It's just so shameless, it's so effortless, and you can easily say, oh, wait a minute, Blizzard didn't make this, NetEase did. What do you think? They brought this out without Blizzard playing it? So let's compare two different universes here, and you can tell me which one's worse, because I'm not really sure. So Universe 1, is that Blizzard didn't even look at the game and didn't really care about the fact that the majority of its in-game content was lifted from a game that fucking was the biggest disappointment of the 2010s that's now the biggest predatory game in the 2020s. So let's say Blizzard didn't even fucking look into this. They didn't even try. They didn't even care. And they just said, yep, that's good. Where do I sign? Put it on out there. Okay, that's universe number one. Universe number two is Blizzard actually thoroughly looked through this game and came to the conclusion after focus group and testing and, like internal meetings that this is up to par. So is it better that they don't care and they just let it go out there? Or is it better that they thought this was good enough? Well, I don't know, guys. I think either one's circling the drain. And so I'm just so fucking astonished that so many people are eating this bullshit with a silver spoon. And actually, to be fair, it's more like a gold one if you're playing the rifts with 10 keystones enabled. So anyway, you know what the campaign reminded me of? It reminded me of, you know how Hollywood has run out of ideas for about 10 years now? And so every 2 or 3 years, we get a new Spider-Man movie. Every 2 or 3 years, we get a new, oh, remember that really funny comedy from the 90s where half of the jokes in it would get you canceled? Well, guess what? We're going to make part 2 of that comedy, and all the actors are old now. And so that's what it reminded me of the campaign. Because every single one of those movies are devoid of soul, devoid of passion, devoid of, the youthful excitement of creativity. And the only thing that they're reduced down to is shitty fucking jokes. And, hey, remember this joke that's a meta joke from the first movie? That's exactly the way that I felt about the campaign. It's that, oh, we're bringing in all the main characters from Diablo 2, and oh, we've got some of the main characters from Diablo 3 as well. Let's bring in all the greatest hits, and then somehow we can finesse some gray-bearded 30-something-year-old man into emptying out his credit card before his wife finds out and takes it away from him. Holy shit, man. The campaign, I will give Blizzard this. The campaign is well voice acted. I'll say that. And you know what? I think that's true. And that's about where it starts and where it ends. Now, obviously, I paid to win throughout the game, and so the campaign was of little to no challenge to me. But from other people that I've talked to who did not pay to win, they've had relatively a similar experience. The game itself is just very shallow and lackluster. Whenever you go and you're fighting a boss in Diablo Immortal in the campaign, the thing is that after it does 2 abilities, you can just pretty much go wild, because that's pretty much all you're going to get. That's about it. You're just going to get these 2 abilities, and then eventually the boss will die. I got to the point where my strategy was to not move my character. I wanted to not move my character as much as possible and just stand in every AoE, stand in every red circle, any bad zone, I'm taking all the damage, and it doesn't matter because, I didn't spend $2,000 to move out of red swirly boys. So I'm sitting there healing through, using potions through everything, and everything's totally fucking fine. So the campaign, in my opinion, was, again, it was like a reanimated, actually, let's take, they've got the Necromancer in game. It's like an exhumed corpse of an amalgamation between the Diablo 2 and Diablo 3 greatest hits put together and then thrown out there with no real sense of creativity, interest, or any level of creative integrity. And this has been put together, and it's just walking around like the first guy in Men in Black begging for sugar, okay? And you can, and it's pretending to be a human. That's what the campaign was like to me. I thought it was trash. It was boring. And also, let's talk a little bit about, the fact is that I don't even know if we're going to talk that much about the microtransactions. Guys, did you know that Diablo Immortal is pay to win? Did you know that they make you spend a lot of money? Guys, did you know that they have all these like really fucking like predatory enticing deals to try to get you to spend money in the game? Did you know that? Yeah, I thought so. We all did. It's a fucking predatory pay-to-win piece of shit. Everybody knows that. So, like, I don't even really want to get that far into it, but I do want to say that it's always funny to go and check on, the first day the game came out. The first thing that I did is I put like a counter of how much money I was going to spend on a game, and I started as free to play, and that lasted for about 5 minutes. And then I killed Leoric. I don't know why Leoric is back again. I have no idea. It didn't really make a lot of sense. But hey, guys, greatest hits. And so anyway, we kill Leoric, and it pops up. It's like, look, check out the store. We've got a special offer just for you. And it was an 800% bonus, and all I had to do was spend 99 cents. That's right, guys. It's the same price as a McDonald's drink. You had to buy that, and you were able to get a bunch of cool new little items, and you got bonus items. So remember back, sorry about that. Where the fuck's my editor is? Remember back in Mists of Pandaria, whenever they added in bonus rolls to WoW? Yeah, well, they have those in Diablo Immortal, but instead of actually spending lesser charms of good fortune, now you're spending United States dollars. And I don't even, as I said, I don't even want to get into the pay to win, because I think that people have beat that dead horse so much that it's not even, it's a crater in the ground now. It's not even a horse. Everybody knows the game's fucking pay to win. It's garbage, and that's it. The thing that I want to talk about in here is that even if it wasn't pay to win, it would still suck. And I want to talk about the first boss, Lassal, the Flamebringer, the Painbringer, the fucking... And that's a pretty fair way to say it, is the Painbringer, because I didn't realize how painful this game was until I fought him. So what happened was I went and I decided to fight this boss, and it was an 8-man raid. Wow, a Diablo raid. That sounds cool. I like playing Lost Ark. Maybe it's going to be like Vaulton. It wasn't like Vaulton. So I walk in, and immediately upon walking through the gate, a door closes behind me, and the boss immediately becomes active before I could even see him on my screen. So then my raid group goes through, and obviously the boss has such tremendous mechanics as stops and casts a 3-second shockwave that has an indicator right here, and then whenever the indicator and the ability goes off, the damage is right here. It's just so plainly, like, I mean, I don't know if somebody wants to edit this over what I'm saying here, but like, it's just fucking, it's in the wrong place. Like, that's all there is to it. It says it's gonna be here, the animation goes off, it's here. So it's just fucking broken. And then finally, after that gets done, he decides that he wants to fucking Superman all across the map. And so you've got him jumping from like one area to another, but the problem is that the game is so badly coded because, guys, it's a phone game and they only had 4 years to make it. So you can't expect a whole lot. And they make this game, and the guy is jumping around, and he's like teleporting. Like, you can look by frame, he's like going like this, man. It's like a glitch in the fucking Matrix. He can't even figure out where he's supposed to be, jumping around, smashing people. And then finally, if you do too much damage to the boss, this is a little bit of a little fun surprise mechanic here, is that if you do too much damage to the boss, he has an ability where he'll throw a rock on the ground. And then Blizzard came up with this crazy idea where, like, if you have the boss throw something and then you have to line of sight it, so it's a big AoE, you have to line of sight with the rock that he throws on the ground. This is, again, groundbreaking, revolutionary ideas here that Blizzard has come up with this game. And sometimes he doesn't put the rock down. So everybody's just sitting there. Oh, wow, so where's the rock? Well, I guess we'll die. And then everybody fucking dies. And that's it. So this is the first boss. So you want to assume that the first boss is probably the boss that the most players have done. And you also want to assume that the first boss is the first boss that most players have done, which means that it's received the most reports, it's received the most testing, and it's received the most bug fixes. So what I'm saying is that it's only going to go down from here. And whenever I was doing this fight, I was thinking to myself, that this is what I would expect to see if I went to a community college and I was looking at people's midterm projects. This is like a community college game design midterm project. And you know what? I think it's about a B plus. It's not very good. And I was thinking to myself every time that I wiped on this piece of shit boss, how much better Volton is. How much better literally any other boss in Lost Ark is. How much better, like, you think about Shaper, you think about Uber Elder, Cirrus, you think about Cortex, Maven, all these fights in Path of Exile. And I understand Path of Exile is a very complex game, and Diablo, you know, scratches the itch that maybe Gauntlet gave people back in 1980, I mean to say. So I understand that this is, of course, true, and it's supposed to be simpler, but there's a very big difference between something being simple and something being for the simple-minded. And I think Diablo Immortal is absolutely designed for somebody who's simple-minded in mind. And I think that makes a lot of sense because, you know, it's just, honestly, guys, I look at the combat in this game, it's 5 fucking buttons. And it's not about how many buttons the game has that are good, but it's about how dynamic those buttons even are. Like, you look at the legendary effects, and half of the legendary effects are, oh, this slows your opponent by 20%. Oh, this makes your ability do 10% more damage. What the fuck is this? Like, is this supposed to be fun? Is this supposed to be a good time? Oh, wow, what a transformative, amazing item. It's just lazy. It's fucking lazy. And I'm not sure that, I don't know why that they released this game. I don't understand. I don't understand because it's so depressing to me. It makes me so mad. And like, I tried to play the game on stream and I tried to do the meme and this is what I was going to do. Oh, it's pay to win. I'm going to spend $25 a Rift and it's going to be a big thing. And, you know, it's going to be funny because I was going to buy fake $20 bills and I have a lighter right here. I was going to light each one on fire every single time that I did a Rift. I thought it'd be like a funny little thing. But I can't even pretend to do that. I can't play this game. It's like every single time that I'm playing this game, I feel like I'm slapping myself in the face. Like, why am I doing this? What am I doing with my life that I'm playing this piece of shit? And again, I want to emphasize, this has nothing to do with the pay to win. The game is fundamentally bad. It's a worse version of Diablo 3. And I want to just go through and, oh, but Asmon, you didn't do the PvP. Oh, really? I didn't do the PvP? Oh, man, I guess I missed out on somebody who spent $10,000 killing me because I only spent $1,000. It's a fucking Whale Wars. Who the fuck wants to play that? Like, I watched some guy, and it's like, oh, I'm like one of the #1 free-to-play players. I watched this guy do PvP, and he just gets farmed by whales. He's like, I don't know, he's like a really big minnow, or a really big plankton. And you know what? The whales don't fucking care. They eat them anyway. And how low is your self-respect that you allow yourself to fucking grind a game for 18 hours a day to get farmed by people that have a better job in real life than you do? I can't believe it. It is astonishing to me that anybody would put themselves through that level of torture. So, where does this leave us? Well, this leaves us with our beautiful and grand announcement of Diablo 4. Oh boy. It's going to be different this time, guys. We promise. This is going to be a live game that's going to be updated. Oh, really? Like Diablo 3 has been updated. Think back right now, in 2016, what Path of Exile was like in 2016. And then I want you to think about what Path of Exile was like whenever Maven came out. I think this was Ritual League. Think about how much of a change and how much of the game has changed from point A to point B, right? And then I want you to take how Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls played in 2016 and compare it to how it plays 6 months ago. It's the same fucking game. It's the exact same fucking game. So, yes, I can't wait for Blizzard to release Diablo 4 with basically no fucking innovation, no effort whatsoever really put into making the end game anything more than a grind fest, and with probably conveniently misleading PR language to make people believe falsely that the game won't have a way to pay to win. So this is I know this is about Diablo Immortal, but I'm just so, like I'm so fucking triggered about this. I can't stop thinking about it. Like, I actually got out of bed yesterday to fucking go live and yell at the screen about this. I'm so fucking mad. Like, Diablo Immortal is fucking garbage. It's garbage with or without pay to win. Diablo 3 is fucking garbage. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls is fucking garbage. They have done literally no effort to make the game innovative, to change its design, or to make it anything more than what it was whenever it pretty much just came out. I'm not expecting a lot out of Diablo 4. And whenever Blizzard, I can't believe this, Blizzard says, oh, wait a minute, no, the store is going to be, it's going to be anchored around optional cosmetic microtransactions. Oh, really? Anchored around? Is that an exclusionary statement? No, it's fucking not. And so whenever, remember, I'm reading this, I'm thinking, Wyatt Chang, oh, you can't buy gear in Diablo Immortal. You can't do that. You can't buy any gear. You can't just buy stuff and buy gear and make your character more powerful. Oh, you got us. You got us. You can only buy gems, which are what all of your power comes from. And so I'm not going to buy into this purposefully misleading PR language bullshit. I'm sorry to say. Skins in Lost Ark give you stat bonuses. There's no rule that says that skins can't give you any sort of a combat or non-combat such as experience bonus. Black Desert Online did this. And also, speaking of Black Desert Online, you don't buy gold in Black Desert Online. You buy skins and you sell them. And you can mention here that conveniently, Blizzard did not say whether these skins will be BOE or BOP. And you know what? I wonder. Because the fact is, I think Diablo Immortal is going to be doing incredibly well. It's like a 4 point something on the Apple Play Store. Nobody gives a shit about Metacritic. Whenever the normies see the game, they're going to look at it on their App Store and they're going to be like, oh wow, Diablo, I used to play that. And then they're going to log on, and before you know it, they're tapping Mad King's treasure troves all the way home. And Blizzard's laughing all the way to the bank while Bobby's flying around on his fucking helicopter. And that's the world that we live in. And people ask me why I'm not excited for Diablo 4. I'm going to be honest, guys. It's going to have to earn my trust. Because over the past 10 years, Diablo has done nothing but lose it. The game has made no innovations. It's made no changes. It's done literally nothing. While its competitors on the market, like Path of Exile and Lost Ark, have done miles, ran laps around this game. And the only thing that Diablo has that is better than those two games is maybe the combat feels a little bit more visceral. I'll give you that. And you know what else? It's simpler. Well, you know what? I don't really want to play a game that its main fucking benefit is that it's simple. I want to play a good game, and Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls has not been a good game for the better part of a decade. And I am so disappointed. I'm disappointed with Diablo Immortal. It's brought in hardly any new ideas except for the ideas that came from the monetization department. The fights themselves are one-dimensional garbage. The raid bosses are somehow even worse. The rifts are repetitive and not dynamic at all. And the greater rift system is just bigger number, better person. Well, that's not the way it works in Diablo Immortal. It's bigger number, bigger bank account. I'm sorry to say, I think Diablo Immortal sucks. It's lowered my excitement about Diablo 4. And to be honest, it's even tempered a bit of my expectations of World of Warcraft Dragonflight. Because any company that would have the lack of self-respect to slap their fucking name on this piece of shit, I can't imagine anything good coming out of it. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate it. Leave your comment down below. Hey guys, I'm sure it'll be different next time. I can't wait. I'll be there watching just like you. I'll see you later. Peace.